Hello Year 1 and happy Wednesday. This is your third literacy lesson of the week, and as always we're going to start by sharing what we're going to do in this lesson. We'll make sure we've got everything we need and then we'll get started. So let's share our screen and we can find out exactly what we're doing today and we can see what we need. So today is Wednesday, the 20th of January 2021. And a bit like what you were doing yesterday, we're going to still have a look at those suffix words. So how do brilliant writers add suffixes to root words? And I wonder, can you remember what suffix we were adding on to our words yesterday? Whisper it to me. Or we'll check if you're right in just a second. So we're going to start with a warm-up. We're going to go through all the words that we learnt with Trixie on Monday and yesterday, and we're going to add 2 more in today. Then we're going to have a recap of that suffix ed. So well done if you just whispered that one to me. And then we're going to see if we can use those words in sentences. So I'm going to have a go at writing a sentence first, and then you are going to see if you can do it independently. That means all by yourselves. So let's check that we've got everything we need for today. You are going to need your pencil. You are going to need your notebook or a piece of paper. And of course, we're going to need to warm up those brains. So we'll do our warm up in just a second. Brilliant writers are trying to always sit at a table when they do their writing. So if you can make sure you are sat up at a table, sitting on a chair, that would be brilliant. So if you need to pause the video now to get yourself ready, then go and pause it and come back when you've got everything sorted. Okay, let's get started then. Let's warm those brains up because you are doing so well this week. You already have learned lots and lots of Trixie's words. So let's see if I can bring myself back onto the screen, and we're going to go through all the words that we've already learned this week. So it's going to be my turn, then your turn. Are you ready? Has. Good job. My. Come. Brilliant. My turn first. Some. Fantastic. His. By. Well done, everybody. And we're back to the start. Has. Brilliant. Okay, now we're going to add in 2 more of Trixie's words today, and then we're going to see if we can put them all together and we can flash through them as quickly as we can to read them. So let's have a look at our first word that Trixie's given me today. My turn, your turn. One. One. As in, you are allowed 1 ice cream, and that means it's the number 1. But when we sound that out, we want there to be a W. We want there to be a, but there isn't one. So we've got to remember that Trixie is tricking us out on this word, and we need to spell it O-N-E. O-N-E. So that's the number 1. I'll add that to our pile. And then we have got the word were. Were. And if I put that into a sentence or into a question, I might say, where were you? Where were you? So when we have a look at our were, we've got to remember that there's 4 letters, W-E-R-E, were. So let's just recap. We've got the number 1 and were. What's this one? And what's this one? Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to put them all into the words we've learned so far this week. I'm shuffling them all up, making sure that they are in the right order, and let's see if we can have a speedy go. And this time I am going to put my voice away again. So let's see if you can do this all by yourselves. Are you ready? Brilliant job. Okay, let's see if we can speed through them. Are you ready? My turn, your turn. We're going to go some, my, by, one, were, has, his, come, some, my, and we're back to the beginning. Well done. Goodness me, that is a lot of red words that we already know, and we're only on day 3 of our literacy. So give yourselves a pat on the back. Great job, year 1. Okay, now let's see. Now that our brains are all warmed up, I'm going to share my screen again, and we are going to have a look at some of the pictures we saw in yesterday's lesson. Because yesterday we were looking at verbs. Do you remember that verbs were doing words? So in our pictures here, we've got the Martian or we've got the boy, and they are doing something. But we showed off yesterday. We didn't just write the doing words, we also added the suffix, because we know that Oliver Jeffers wrote this story in the past. So we have to add ed, that's our suffix. So let's have a little look at what the boy was doing here. So what was he doing? The plane lifted. So it lift, that's what the plane's doing. But because we were looking at it in the past tense that already happened, we changed the word to lifted. So you have lift as your root word, and then we added ed. Okay, let's explore this picture here. What do we think the boy was doing in the picture with the parachute? What was he doing? The boy, well done. He had to jump, didn't he? So if we add ed on the word jump, we get jumped. Well done, brilliant stuff. And now let's look at the one below our jumped. What's he doing there? The boy's got the spaceship. And what was he trying to do? Fix. Well done. He was trying to fix the spaceship for the Martian. So fix, let's add our ed on the end. We get the word fixed. Well done, everybody. Brilliant job. And if we have a look over this to this side of the picture, this is where it all went a little bit wrong, didn't it? We had the aeroplane and it began to splutter. It began to cough up all of its petrol, splutter. And if it already happened, the plane spluttered. Well done. That's a big, long word. So we're going to see if we can use that in a sentence today. Now, this is a nice, easy one. What is the boy doing here? He had to shout. But if he's already done it, he shouted. Well done. And the last one, we've got our Martian down the bottom here. And what was he doing? He had to fill. He had to fill the plane up with petrol so the boy could get home. If he already did it, he's done it, it's in the past, he filled. Well done, everybody. So they were the words that we looked at yesterday, and you should have those written down in your book. So you've almost got your own spelling bank ready for today's learning. Now, I am going to see if I can help you write a sentence today. So I'm going to have a go first, and then I'm going to set you off on your very own challenge. So I'm going to pick one of these verbs. I'm going to go for, this one here, when he shouted. So let's see if I can stop sharing my screen for just a moment. And I'm going to think of that word shouted. Can you use your red fingers? Sh, ow, t, ed, shouted. So we're going to go shh, special friends. Ow, special friends again, t, ed. So we've got quite a few special friends that we need to remember. So I need to write the word shouted and build it into a sentence. So let me think. Who shouted? Oh, the boy. So I could start my sentence, the boy shouted. Who did he shout to? The boy shouted to the Martian. That's 6 words now for my sentence. I've built my sentence up, so I've got to put 6 words in my sentence. Are you ready? The boy shouted to the Martian. 6 words for me to write down. Now I'm going to have a practice. I'm going to use my whiteboard to show you, but you're going to have a go at writing these sentences in your book today. So what was my first word in my sentence? The. Now let's think, what does my sentence have to start with? Oh, can you shout it out to me? Has to start with a capital letter. Well done. So let's see, did Miss Chloe start it with a capital letter? The. Brilliant. So that's my first word. I can't stop there. The boy. Oh, so that's my next word. So I'm going to need a finger space. I'm going to put my finger space down and you're going to help me sound out boy. Can you sound it out for me? B-oy. Okay, here I go. I'm doing my b-b-b and my oy. Toy for a boy. How did I do? There's my finger space, boy. Okay, here I go. The boy shouted. That's my word. That's the main word that I'm trying to get in today. My verb with an ED on the end. Okay, sound it out for me. Are you ready? Shouted. Shh. Ow. Tsh. And then what do I need at the end? What's my suffix? E-D. Okay, are you ready? The finger space, boy, finger space, shouted. How did I do? Okay, I can't finish there. They've only got 3 words. My sentence was 6 words. The boy shouted to the Martian. Or to. I'm going to do my next word as well. Finger space, the. I'm nearly there. The boy shouted to the Martian. Right, let's think back. Martian, it's his name, so it needs to have a capital letter. And oh, do we remember that silly rhyme? Let's see if I can remember it when I write it down. Marmite and raisin toast is absolutely nasty. And what do I need at the end of my sentence? A full stop. Okay, have a little look. Should we count up to see if I've got my 6 words? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My sentence is finished. Martian's got a capital letter because it's his name. I remembered my full stop at the end, my capital letter at the start, and I've got that key word in, shouted. That was the word I was trying to build my sentence around. So, year 1, it's going to be your go now. You're going to have a go at seeing if you can write your very own sentences. So let's just share my screen again, and I'll show you your yellow, your green, and your red challenges today. So let's have a little look. So, as always, there are 3 challenges for you to decide which one to do. If you are looking to do the green challenge today, I want you to have your best go at writing 2 sentences. And your 2 sentences are going to have the verb jumped and shouted. So you could even steal the one that we've just done together. So you need to write 2 sentences, one with the word jumped and one with the word shouted. And you've got to make sure that you use those capital letters, finger spaces, and full stops. But I think most of you could do the yellow challenge. And that means I want you to write a sentence for each of those words that we looked at yesterday. So you've got 6 sentences to do. You're going to use the word jumped, shouted, lift, spluttered, fixed, and filled. So I think that most children should be able to do the yellow challenge for us today. But if you want to go a little bit trickier and you want to challenge yourself a little bit further, then I have got a red challenge for you. And that is to write sentences with 2 verbs in. So you're going to write a sentence, but there's going to be 2 verbs in that sentence. So should we have a little look down the bottom? And here's my example. I've written 1 long sentence and it's got 2 of our verbs in. So I've said, the boy fixed the ship, and the Martian filled the plane. So that means that your sentences are going to be extended, they're going to be bigger, and you're going to try and put two verbs into one sentence. So have a little think. Are you going to start at the green challenge? Are you going to go for the yellow challenge, or are you going to go for the red challenge? And what I'd like you to do is I would like you to pause the video on this picture. So you have got a little bit of a word bank. You can either use the words that you looked at yesterday, so they're already written in your book. If you can't find them, you've got the words here to use. So I would like you now to pause the video and have a go at your very own sentence writing. Finger spaces, full stops, capital letters. Okay, let's pause the video here then, year one, and have your best go at your sentence writing. Wow, well done, year one. I'm sure that you're feeling super proud of yourself because you would have written some very, very long, brilliant sentences now. So you deserve a bit of a break, and I'm sure you deserve a clap and a very well done. So brilliant, brilliant job. I wonder how many sentences you wrote and how many of these verbs that you put into your sentences. Remember, your teachers would love to see them, so you can send them to your teachers to see and see how proud they are. I'm sure they're going to be really, really impressed. My class, if you're going to send me any of your work, I am going to be giving you a big, big thumbs up. So should we have a look at one that I did whilst you guys were working super hard? And I want you just to check my sentence for me, see how successful I've been, and then you can check yours before we say goodbye. So I've picked the word jumped here, and I've gone for the boy jumped in the sea. So I had 6 words to build into my sentence. Now, what I want you to check with my sentence and then have a little look back at yours, I want you to check, did my sentence start with a capital letter? It did. I did a big, giant capital letter. Now just have a little look at your sentences. Did every sentence start with a capital letter? If it did, brilliant job. If you think, oops, I forgot 1 or 2, let's fix that for us now. So every sentence needs to start with a capital letter. And then, can you see between each of my 6 words, I used finger spaces. So that means that I've got a space between every single word. Now, year one, I just want you to check your sentences. Have you got finger spaces between every word, or do some words look like they're sat a little bit too close together? If you think that you might need to space your words out a bit, have a go at fixing that for me now. Brilliant. And now let's just check. Did I use a verb with my suffix ed in the sentence? Did I use one? Which one did I use? Jumped. Well done. So I wonder, can you go back through your work now and can you give yourself a little tick next to every verb that you used? You might need to pause the video here if you're going to tick every single one of your verbs. Well done. That means that you've ticked all your verbs and they had the suffix ed at the end. Brilliant. And the last thing we need to check for your sentences before we say goodbye, did they end with a full stop? Mine has ended with a full stop. That means that I know my sentence is finished. Let's just check yours. Go down every sentence. Did you have a full stop at the end? If you need to add one in now, see if you can sneak it in. Brilliant. Well done, year one. And we're finished. You have written some brilliant sentences today with all of our suffix words in. So you should be feeling super proud of yourself. And we even made sure we had our capital letters, our finger spaces, and our full stops. And we'll be working on some of those skills again when I see you tomorrow. So you should be feeling really proud of yourselves today, year one. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow when we are going to have a go at some more writing together. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.